Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making this beautiful baby boy beanie with a hat with a pom-pom. So this here is for 3 to 6 months old baby, and my measurements are 7.5 inch wide and almost 6-inch tall, which corresponds to the size of the baby that is 3 to 6 months old. The head circumference should be between 14 and 15 inches. Today I'm going to show you how to make this hat for a 0 to 3 month old baby, and what we're looking for here is 5 to 5.5 height, and width we are probably looking between 13 and 14 inches. For this hat, I used Lion brand ice cream big scoop yarn in blueberry. I don't know why they call it blueberry color, but it is blue and white variegated yarn. And for today's project, I'm going to be using Baby Soft, also by Lion brand. It is a weight 3 yarn, just like the other one I worked with, and the recommended hook size is 4 millimeters. However, I am using 4.5 millimeters crochet hook. You will also need a measuring tape, a very wide eye darning needle, a couple of stitch markers, crochet hook, pair of scissors, and you also need a white yarn, which is also Baby Soft. So without further ado, let's begin. We are not going to start in a traditional way, so make a slip knot and chain 3. We are going to work with double crochets, and so yarn over and insert your hook into the very first stitch or chain. So this is 1, 2, into the third one, insert your hook and do double crochet, chain 3. And now where we're going to be working into is here. So this is our first chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to be working into this stitch, but also into the one in the back. So when you look at our last stitch of the chain 3, we're going to be working through both these legs, if you will. So yarn over, and now insert your hook into these two legs and do a double crochet, chain 3, yarn over, and again into this space here and the first leg there, we're going to do double crochet. One more time, chain 3, yarn over, insert your hook through both these legs here and double crochet. So make 20 of these spaces or cells, if you want to call them that. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 16 more. So now that we have 20 chain 3 double crochet spaces, so slip stitch into this very first chain 3 space, chain 1, and cut your yarn. We are going to be working in these spaces here. So we're leaving the chain 3 that looks like a different decorative border on the bottom. We're going to be working upwards this way. Chain 3, and put 2 more double crochets into that same chain 3 space, Move on to the next chain 3 space and again do 3 double crochets. And you're going to be doing that all the way till the end. In each chain 3 space, we will do a shell of 3 double crochets. And I'll meet you at the end. So this is my last chain 3 space, and I'm going to add my 3 double crochets. And we're going to slip stitch to the top of chain 3 of the first 3 double crochet shell. Now, pull up your yarn, grab one of your stitch markers, and place it through this loop, and then tighten the yarn. Don't make it tight, just tighten it so it reaches the rest of the work. Now we're going to go to the blue yarn. So we're going to do the crisscross stitch, and what that is pull up a loop and then chain 3. We're also going to chain 1 extra, then yarn over, and we're going to go into the back of that same stitch. So flipping it over to this side, pull up that yarn and finish your double crochet. So this stitch is done. We're going to move on to this one. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next space, do your double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, and then we're going to go backwards. So we started here, we're going to go here to kind of wrap the stitch around, and then finish your double crochet. One more time, go to the next chain space between the 2 shells, do your double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, and we're going to go here into this space kind of backwards and finish your double crochet. Make sure you're not working too tight, otherwise your stitches will look kind of distorted. So we're going to go all the way around, and I'll show you what to do at the end of the row. I'm at my last stitch that isn't wrapped around. You can tell that these are. You can clearly see that they were worked on. So I'm going to go and yarn over into the next chain space, chain 1, backwards, grab the yarn, and double crochet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this yarn. So hold on to your work and then pull this loop. And we are going to leave that all behind our work and slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet we created, and we will put the stitch marker here. All right, now we're going to switch to our white yarn, and what we need to work in or do is we will be working into this chain 1 space between the 2 double crochets that we made in this row. So right here in this chain 1 space right here. So I am going to bring my yarn into this space here. So grab your white yarn and grab that loop and pull the white yarn slightly until you can bring it forward. And now chain 3. Make sure you don't make it too tight because you're going to distort the look of the fabric. So 1, 2, and 3. Make sure that your blue yarn is in the back and you're not catching it. This one here. And 2 more double crochets, go to the next chain 1 space, which is right here, so right there, yarn over and do 3 double crochets, let's do one more together. So we're going between the 2 stitches, which is right here, and 3 double crochets. You're going to do this until the end of the row. In my last chain 1 space, I will put 3 double crochets, and slip stitch to the first or to the top of chain 3 at the beginning. Pull this yarn and then pull this loop and replace the yarn onto the white one and tighten. All right, the next row will be repeat of this row. So here is our loop. I am going to start behind here, so I'm going to insert my hook in this space. And by the way, you're going to be traveling. This blue yarn will be traveling, so every row we're going to probably end up in 1 space back. So chain 3 and then chain 1 more for chain 1 space, go backwards and double crochet, go into this space, double crochet, chain 1, go backwards and double crochet. Make sure this yarn is left alone when you're not picking it up. Go to the next space, double crochet, double crochet. So it really leaves that nice texture. So when you look at my completed hat, it looks really neat. It's going to look nice with blue and white interchanging. So do this till the end of the row and we will see each other there. So I'm going to slip stitch at the top of chain 3, make a loop and then make a loop here so I can switch the yarns. And now this is going to repeat. So with each row we're going to change the yarn. With white we're doing 3 double crochet shells. With blue we're doing crisscross double crochet stitch. So I'm going to grab my loop here and I will start in this stitch here, right here. Okay, so pull that yarn up, chain 3 and 2 more double crochets in this space. Moving on to the next space. So continue with this until the end of the row. So what we need to have is 4 rows of white. So this is our third. We need 1 more, and then we need to have 4 rows of blue. So repeat this 2 more times. So let's do some measurements. So we said we need 5 to 5.5 inches of height for this hat for 0 to 3 months. And right now we're sitting at almost 4. So each of the 2 rows is approximately an inch. So if I have 4 inches and I add one more row, that's going to give me my 5 inches that I need. However, we're going to do slight modification. So I'm going to grab my white yarn again, and I'm going to start in this space here. Tighten the yarn in the back, not too tight. Pull up your yarn and chain 3. The difference is that this row we're going to do only 2 double crochets in each chain 1 space from the previous row. So again, between the 2 stitches we're going to put 2 double crochets. Next space, 2 double crochets, and so on, and I'll see you at the end of the row. So 2 double crochets here and slip stitch to the top of chain 3. Pull a loop. So I'm going to pull the yarn in the front, chain 3. This time we will not do the 4th chain, but yarn over and go directly backwards into the next space between the 2 shells and double crochet. Yarn over, next space, double crochet, and then without the chain in between, go backwards and finish the crisscross stitch. Next space, so I'll slip stitch at the end of the row. And replace the markers or switch the marker. All right, this is our last row with the white yarn. So bring forward your yarn and then chain 3. In this row we're going to place 1 double crochet in between the 2 crisscrossed double crochets. So just 1 double crochet in each space between the 2 double crochets. And do this all around. And we're almost done. This is my last double crochet between the 2 crisscross double crochets. I am going to slip stitch at the top of chain 3, chain 1, and cut my yarn. And now to finish, let me just double check the height of the hat. We are now at 5 inches, so I'm happy. Bring your blue yarn to the front, and to finish the hat you will need this tapestry needle with really wide eye, and you will see why. So what we're going to do is chain 2. We are going to be working in each of the spaces. So this belongs to this space, so yarn over, insert your hook as if you're going to do a double crochet, and do not finish it. Go through 2 loops only. Yarn over into the space, pull up a loop, and then go only through 2 loops. Next space, only through 2 loops. You're going to have a lot of stitches on your hook. Go to the next space, do only two, and to make sure that we can manage, because this is a circle and our hook is obviously straight and doesn't bend, I'm now gonna offload some of the stitches from my hook. And what we're gonna do is from the back of the hook, we are going to slide the needle with the yarn and pick up those stitches. Make sure you don't pick up the bottom or the stitches below, so you only want to go below these loops and grab all of them and pull your yarn through. So remove the needle, it's gonna fall off anyways. And now you can only keep this one stitch that you didn't do anything with and remove these other stitches from your hook. Okay, so we're going to continue. Yarn over, next space, pull up a yarn and only through the two loops, yarn over, only. So yarn over, go to this space, only through two first loops, and I am going to do one more stitch in here, or unfinished double crochet here. All right, so now get that needle again, and we're going to be working with the yarn that we left behind, and we're going to pick up the rest of these stitches until all of them are on the yarn. Our last one, remove the hook, and now you have all these stitches on your hook. That leaves us with 3 strands. So we have the white ends, obviously, of the yarn that we used to remove the stitches of the hook, and there is also that blue one that we worked with. So cut the blue one, and for now grab only the 2 white ones and bring them together. And also grab your blue one. Now you're gonna tie a knot first with the white ones, and then you go add the blue one. So we're gonna bring these strands on to the inside of the hat. To make the pom-pom, first I cut myself about 20 inches of yarn. That's gonna be to tie the strands around so they don't fall apart. And to make the pom-pom, I'm using very sophisticated tool. As you can see, it's my old phone. So anything that is approximately, let's see, my phone is 3-inch wide. So that's how our pom-pom will be as well. So what you need is, you need the yarn that you worked with, and you need to start wrapping that yarn around your surface. You can also cut out a piece of cardboard from a cereal box or whatever, and then making sure that it's about 3-inch wide. And so what you're gonna do is you will keep wrapping both strands at the same time 60 times. So when you do that, make sure that you're not wrapping all in the same location. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 60. So now cut your yarn and grab the yarn that you have cut for this purpose to tie the pom-pom. And what you're going to need next is a darning needle. So grab one of these strands and now we're going to slide this underneath all the strands that we have on my phone. You can also do this with a crochet hook. So that's one, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So now we can slide it off the phone or the cardboard. So what we have now is we have two white and two blue strands. So I'm going to grab my blue ends and wrap it around like so. Make another triple knot. And I'm going to do the same with the white one. Cut either white or the blue to approximate length of the actual pom-pom. I'm going to leave the blue ones to attach my pom-pom to the hat. And now you need to cut these strands, these loops. Make sure you get all of them. So when you fluff it, so just hold it to the bottom, kind of shake it vigorously, and there you go. So now what needs to happen is we need to cut to shape. Double check for any uncut ones, and I think I got them all. And so now you can start shaping. So what I usually do, I just kind of look at the top and see where I need to cut to shape. I would grab these two strands that I left longer and use my crochet hook or my needle to drive it through. So you would just find a spot on top of this hat, grab one of these strands, and drive it through. We're gonna make some baby and some mom very happy. That's it for our pom-pom hat for a little boy. This is a nice touch to add a couple of buttons here. I've really enjoyed making this tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed making this hat with me. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And until our next project together, stay well, everyone.